Welcome back, everyone. Hope you have had a great previous session. Let me just reduce the sound on this right here. Yeah, so I was basically I was talking about the internal structure and then external structure of the market. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about last. So let me just fix my mic. Yeah, amazing stuff. Yeah, so I was speaking about the internal structure, the external structure, and all that amazing stuff. The market is run by you being able to identify the structures, and the only time that in this strategy that we start losing in the market is when price is about to make a change of character, because our main focus is to follow the trend, right? That's the main focus of the strategy, or what we are looking for. So that's what we are looking for most of the time in the market. Before I continue with this live stream, I'd be so grateful if you would click the link below, join our Telegram channel. I saw that a few people have joined already. Those that are not on the Telegram, join the Telegram, and we will be moving forward with that. Okay, so now our understanding on this market is that, I don't know why is my mic having distortion. Yeah, I don't want my stuff to distort, but anyways, so I would change my mind if I see price going lower than this. All right, that's when my whole ideology will change on the direction of the market. And you see, I'm avoiding a lot of wrong trades by having a mechanical way of looking at the market. You see, so I'm avoiding a lot of losses that a lot of people make with the support and resistance and all that stuff. Because you see, someone can draw, all the touches that they see like this, and, they can even start from here and then draw the touches. And then they'll be like 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4, 5, 6. So it's gonna buy from here, So I don't have a problem with that. If you trade like that, then you should have more confluences also. Okay, whatever way you think that the market is gonna give you money, have more confluences. There is no strategy that is right. Okay, it depends on the trader, the person that is trading the market. That's basically it. I just have a more clean approach to the market, okay? But if you have your own approach, make sure that your approach is clean, okay? It should be step by step so that you can be able to follow it every day. It should be something that you can work with every day. It should not be a guesswork, because if you're trading the market and it's guesswork, that's where you'll be stressing, because now you're no more trading a system. You are now trading, based on how you feel, and systems walk over a long time. So I was actually looking for a certain file, and I did not find it. I'm so sorry, but I did not find what I was looking for. Hold on. So I have so many presentations and stuff, and let me just look at some of my old presentations here. Because I have some presentations here. Okay, not this one. Because some people don't even know what a pip is, and that's very scary. You know, people don't know what a peep is. Isn't that concerning, guys? That someone would not know what a peep is. Guys, you'll be so shocked if you guys can see the amount of information that I have. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you're in the comment section, say hi so I can see who is in the comment section. If you're in the comment section, say hi so that I can see who is in the comment section. Say hi quickly so I can see. I want to see who is in the comments. So I see something here. Now, if you're in the comment section, did you share? Did you share the live? Did you like the live? Don't be selfish, guys. Like the live. Share the live. Make sure that you like and share the live. Do you know why I like eagles? It's because eagles can see things that are very far. Eagles can see things in a far distance, and they can literally pinpoint and catch their food. They don't need to be on the ground to see, you know. And if you have an eagle approach to the market, being able to see the higher time frame, to see the lower time frame, you'll be very dangerous. So guys, the question that I want to ask, if you trade a $1,000 account, if you trade a $1,000 account, how much do you think you'll make in 70 days? If you are risking 10% on that account with a risk reward of 1 to 3, how much do you think you will make in 70 days? I just want to find out. So guys, I'm not going to be here for long. I'm only going to be here for like up to 3:30 Central African time. So which means every time you're making profit, you're making like 30%. And every time you lose, you're losing 10%. How much money do you think you will be at in 70 days. 70 days. How much money? Remember, if you make profit with $1,000 account on the first day with a 1 to 3 risk reward and you're risking 10%, making 30% profit, that means you'll be having 300 profit first day, because it's 1 to 3 risk reward. 1 to 3 risk reward means this is 1 to 3, 1 to 3. That's what it means. That's a 1 to 3 risk reward. That's a 1 to 3. You are risking 1% to make 3%. That's the basic risk reward that every trader should take. So see now, instead of you targeting the whole TP, you know, the whole TP, even if you just close 70% of your trades at 1 to 3, you know, 70% of your trades at 1 to 3, in order to target, you know, the rest of the, you know, 30% that is left on the TP, you'd still be making a lot of money. So let's say now, like this trade right here, okay, let's just say that there's an internal change of character right here. Let's just say that we see that, and then boom, we buy. The main profit area that you are targeting is not this TP, it's the 3%. And doing that for consistently for 70 days, how much money do you think you will end up with? By risking 10%. So risking 10% means you are risking $100 on $1,000 account. Now I'm just going through the statistics with you without including the losses, because I'm going to include the losses later. In 70 days, risking, and this is compound interest. You are risking $100 to make $300 first trade. Second trade, on the second trade, your account balance will be at 1.690. Third trade, 2,000 already. You doubled your account on the third trade. Fourth trade, 2.8, then 3.7, then 4,000, then 6,000. That's just on day 8 already. You are already at day 7. I mean, already at day 7, you are at 6,000. Compound interest. I'm talking about compound interest. I'm not talking about fixed interest. I'm talking about, like, you have 1,000 and then you risk 100, then you make 1.3. Then now you are using 1.3 again as your basis now. Then you are calculating 10% of that 1.3 as the risk, which is 130 that you're now risking instead of 100. You know, so every time your account grows, you are risking 10% of the account. I'm just giving you time to think about that. So now, after calculating for 70 days or even 100 days, how much profit you would make, you can even ask ChatGPT or something. It will help you find the answer. And that's in millions. It is. Now, after you have found out, then you now start calculating risk. With your back testing, you have to go back in the past and see how many times do you lose on a setup. Now, the problem comes where you are calculating your losses based on how many accounts you've blown. But that's not how professional traders trade. You don't calculate losses by the amount of accounts you've blown. You calculate losses by the amount of times that you have lost a trade. Should I repeat again? I'm reading the chat. Talk to me. So you calculate your losses based on the amount of trades you lose. Now, let me help you. Look at this trade, okay? So this is a trade that we're looking for, and we want to take this trade and then take it up to here, okay? It's an example. Let's just say that this trade ends up into a losing trade. When this trade becomes a losing trade, now if you have $1,000 account and then you are risking the whole money on this account, that was not you losing 3 accounts. That was you losing 1 trade. Because many people would be taking one loss to say that, oh, I'm having a losing strategy. No, you're not having a losing strategy. And then after losing 1,000, then you would deposit $100 and then risk the whole $100 on a setup again. And then you would make 200 on that setup, you know, and then the next day you make a 200, then the next day you make a 200. But then on the other trade, you lost the whole 1,000. So that shows that your strategy is profitable, but you are not profitable. It shows that you are not a profitable trader. Why? Because you are over risking. You are not using proper risk management. When you're using proper risk management, it's not about the setup. It's about you trading mechanically. Because I do also lose on trades. There are trades that I lose on, but that does not affect my overall performance. So you have to have your emotions intact by being disciplined. When you are trading with a strategy, then you are trading like a professional. Okay, you are trading like a professional. So I have that information inside of my head, and that's why I'm successful in the career that I'm in. You know, I don't depend on anyone. Okay. So it's very important, you know, because here at CCI, I'm not trying to teach people how to be criminals. you know, like these drug addicts. Drug addicts are people that are like, they would lose money and then they'll be like, looking for, they want to get something so that they can like get drugs so that they can fulfill their lust and their desires. Trading is not gambling. Trading is a skill. Trading is a business. It's not a hobby. It's a real job. So when you are doing a job, you must do your job well. Don't try to look for shortcuts. Trading is a job and it needs professionalism. If you don't have a journal, number one, you are not a trader. If you don't have risk assessment, you are not a trader. If you do not have back-tested data, you are not a trader, you are a gambler. If you don't have a strategy, you are not a trader, you are a gambler. And that's what I'm trying to get rid of in your mind. One setup can never make you money. Let me give you an example. If I'm selling cookie pans, okay, you can see cookie pan right here. If I'm selling this cookie pan and I'm only selling one cookie pan, then I would want to make it so expensive because I want it to be sold. But if I have 60 cookie pens, then I would sell them on a lower price because there is a high level of supply of this product. You get it? Because I have a lot of cookie pens, so I can literally be able to sell a lot on a good price and I'll still make profit. So if I want to make $1,000, I don't need to sell this for 1,000. I can now put 1,000 divided by 60, and then I can sell those 60 cookie pens that I have to make the 1,000 that I want. It's also the same. Look at this one cookie pen as your setup. You cannot want to make that amount in one setup. Then you are putting, number one, emotional pressure on yourself, financial strain on yourself, and you are putting a lot of hope on one setup, and that brings fear, and that is greed. So but if you can say, I have 20 trading days in a month, if you can look at your calendar, you have 20 trading days per month, okay? And since you have 20 trading days, at least that target that you have, you can achieve it. But you should be realistic. If you have $1,000, you can literally make 10,000 in a month while losing. It's possible, you know, as long as you are following the same thing. Trading is repeating the same thing over and over and over and over, looking for the same type of setup. You know, some days you lose, some days you make money. That is professional trading, you know. And once you start having a losing streak, like 3 trades following each other, you take a break. You go and assess yourself. What is the mistake that I'm doing? What must I correct? And then you change the way you approach the market. You know, you don't completely go and change and start watching YouTube channel videos. You get a new mentor, your own 50 groups, you know, like that's just a wasting of time. Like, why are you on so many groups, bro? So you can avoid all of those things by just seeing it as a career. You know, I like to ask a lot of people, what data do you have? Okay. What pair do you trade a lot? So someone will tell me, oh, I like to trade GBP USD, but we see you trading, for example, NZD CAD. Like maybe you're not even my student and then you're trading NZD CAD. At least I'm the one that showed you NZD CAD to trade because I have experience. But you would be like trading NZD CAD or maybe like GBP NZD, and then you'd be like losing money on it, and then you'd be shocked why. But the reason why you are losing money on it is because you don't usually trade it. You don't have data on that pair. That pair moves in a different way because you are not used to the way that that currency moves. So something that you don't have experience in, why you go, like for example, I cannot dance. Why should I start dancing? You know, why should I put myself on a huge stage in front of a huge crowd and dance? People laugh at me, but I can start dancing in my room, you know, to see if I can do it, you know. So that's also, trading is a career, and that's how people should, you know, take the career. People should see it as a profession. If you want to master and you want to trade a specific pair, practice it on demo, you know, see how it behaves. But if you have a mindset of becoming rich quickly, you will not be, you know. I feel so bad that people have this mindset of like, you are going to collect hundreds and thousands of pips on one setup, and then you become so stressed. You go in depression because you have blown your accounts. You feel like Forex is not going to work for you. Like you see now, this trade that I analyzed did not play out. Then I would get depressed. Oh, let me just quickly enter in this trade. I feel like I'm losing out. My analysis was not right. Let me quickly enter this trade. I'm missing out. When the market starts spiking like this, then I'm forcing trades. No. Then I'm not supposed to be in this industry. This industry is not for people like that. It's a profession. It's this industry, and it's a profession. You should treat it very professionally. It's a profession, and that requires a lot of seriousness. It requires a lot of hard work and a lot of discipline. And also, it requires you also to change to become a better person, you know, because you should start going to the gym or something. Like you should start, you know, doing things that will help you to have discipline in your personal life, because trading is who you are. If you are not having discipline in your personal life, then also in trading, you are going to be very careless. You'll be barcoding, you are transferring money from this account, trading, blowing, transferring again, blowing, transferring, until you realize that you have blown all your money. And then after that, you will start seeing quality setups starting to form on the market. And then you would start blaming the market. So certain psychological things happen, with traders, because in their personal life, they don't have discipline. For example, you have maybe an addiction or something, or you have low self-esteem. You don't have confidence in your own personal self. So that confidence can hinder you from being a successful trader. So what do? You do things that can give you confidence. Join the gym, start running, start walking, taking walks. Do things that can help you to develop yourself as an individual and as a trader. Because once you start doing those activities, you're now programming your mind, getting it ready for success. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. If you believe that you're successful, you can be successful. You will start doing things that will take you to success. Because what you think is what you see, and what you see is what you do. Your actions are led by your thoughts and by your belief systems. So your belief systems are very important when you are going towards success. Because trading can change your life in 1 month. 1 month, everything can change. You just being disciplined with $1,000 can literally make you $50,000 in a month, because it compounds. You don't need to be right all the time. Okay, you can literally just catch a buy here, and then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. You lose one day. You that can only be built up when you are confident. Because confidence will make you want to do certain things. You'd want to sit with the chart, want to back test more, want to find out more about the market, doing your data collection, studying the pairs, and all that stuff. Those things can help you to become a profitable trader and to be the best in your field. You can never become the best if you don't know how to practice. You need to learn how to practice. You need to know how to practice, because practice makes perfect. You can never be perfect if you don't practice. Okay. So we can clearly see that this market is going to sell up to here. This is, by the way, GBP USD. But yesterday was buying, today is selling. So it's in a consolidative phase. So basically I am still looking for a retracement to sell. But this is also a POI. Okay, we have to remember we had a POI. Okay, we had a strong POI right here, and price touched that POI and then started selling. So tomorrow we can basically, if price closes below like this, then we can go into the market, and then we can start looking for opening price, and then start dropping towards these targets here and these targets, and then taking it lower. But if price is above opening price and then goes up during the London session, then I know New York session is going to continue buying. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. So I'll be putting that in my top 6, number 1. So today I'll just be watching it. I'll be keeping an eye on it, because it's not at the POI right here, and price dropped all the way down. Yeah, so I'll be watching how it moves. So if this POI is strong, then remember we are now in this range right here. Okay, so I want to see how this all of this holds. So probably I'll be also awake at 12 a.m. in the morning, so I can see. My schedule is a bit full today. I have to be somewhere today. Yeah, so basically, wait. Yeah, so basically I'll be looking at this high right here. I'll be looking at this high. If price breaks this high, then I would be going forward up here. So I'm just studying this thing and seeing like how it's moving. Because you see now on the daily time frame, once it's Wednesday, there's no turning back, okay? Because I don't want to like program my mind to start believing that no, price has to buy. And then if that thing that I'm looking for does not happen, I wasted my week, you know? So I don't like wasting my time. I like to see what the market is doing and then trading towards that, you know? Yeah, so if today closes bearish, then tomorrow opening price and then a retracement, then we take it TP1, TP2, all right? Maybe if it is stretching, TP1, TP2. Now let me see what fundamentals do we have this week. What fundamentals do we have? Let's see what fundamentals. I will be dropping the fundamentals on. Oh, there's no fundamentals today. There's no high impact news today. We don't have high impact news today. It's only tomorrow that we have high impact news, but it's only on AUD pairs tomorrow, and Thursday is only at 3:30 that we have the quarterly gross domestic product being released. On Friday there's no fundamentals at all, nothing. So the way that I teach people how to trade is self-sufficient. I don't teach people to depend on me because I don't like people disturbing me. If I teach someone, then they should be able to do it on their own, not coming to disturb me, asking me a lot of questions. No, they should be able to do it on their own. That's what great mentors do, right? Right? Isn't that what great mentors do? Why is my music so low? Yeah, so I dropped for you on the Telegram channel the fundamentals that are still left for this week. Friday there's nothing. So for people that are trading prop firms accounts, it's actually good. But there are no setups, there are no quality setups, that's it. So yesterday was consolidating, and the day before yesterday was also consolidating. So if you can see consolidation, exactly at the demand before price could break through, consolidating. So this looks like a very strong sell, you know. So that's why I was like, And you see everyone, there are some people that are like, oh, since it's a demand zone, we should buy. Are you sure? Are you not trapping yourself? It's not every demand zone you buy from. There's some demand zones that should be left alone. Unless you don't know what you're doing, don't just buy at demand. You'll be looking like you're smart, but you will suffer. You'll be suffering. You know, these demand zones can be very complicated. Ah. Are you guys following me? Are you following? Are you with me? Why am I not seeing the comment section? The comment section is too dead. Yeah. So like if you're like trading like a professional in the industry, right? This is how real trading is, guys. Real trading is boring. You know, unless you're like not back testing and stuff. This is how real trading is. You'll be sitting and then you'll be watching the market. You'll be tired. You know, I don't really like. I usually put alerts and then I continue with my day. I have so many things, but I'm like doing live sessions, so now I have to be sitting here for the sake of the viewers. Yay! I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm enjoying it, guys. Yay! So guys, the purpose of why I'm going live like this is because I want to get this channel up to like at least 500 subscribers. If I can get 500 subscribers or 1,000, whoa, then I'll be going live for the whole year. No, half of the year. No, 3 months. 3 months. I'll be going live for 3 months straight every day, no matter where I am. I would literally like buy a hotspot that would work anywhere in the world, and then I would like, as I'm traveling, I'll take it along with me. Yeah. So like most part of it, most part of trading life, and mostly like if you know what you want in trading, it's mostly boring. It's you'd be, and that's also when like if you don't have hobbies or other things that you're doing, you would be, you know, tempted by the devil to press buy or sell. Yeah, so Wait, let me read for you guys the scripture of the day, since some of you don't even pray. Some of you don't even pray. You don't. The last time you went in church was maybe someone's funeral. So let me be the reason why you read your daily scripture for the day. It is Amos 5 verse 24. I'm going to read it. It says, "But let justice roll on you like a river, righteousness like a never failing stream. I'm going to read again. "But let justice roll on you like a river, righteousness like a never failing stream." What does the scripture mean? It means that you must have justice. Don't break the law. Many people like to break the law. They like to do illegal stuff. They get desperate. They do stupid things just because of what they're feeling. Not only that, you people don't like the truth. You like living in lies. You lie about other people. You ruin relationships. You're unhonest with other people. Like to be honest and be righteous and be a good person so that God must bless you. Sometimes God wants to bless people, but it's difficult for God to bless people because you are so evil that you forget that you're evil. I'm just saying, the Bible is there. It's saying it. Let justice roll like a river. You know, rivers don't end. They just flow. They don't end. So even if you are put in a very difficult position that makes it very difficult for you to be a good person, try your best to be, because it's in your best interest. Even if, you know, you feel like your girlfriend is going to break up with you if you lie, talk the truth. Because sometimes you talking the truth is going to make you lose that girlfriend that was not meant for you. But you want to keep her. I'm just saying, that's a scripture for the day. And it says, righteousness like a never failing stream. Righteousness. What is righteousness? Doing the right thing. You know? And this also goes together with trading. You know, trading has a lot of potential for us as traders. You know, we can make a lot of money from the industry, you know. But also, the journey is frustrating. You know, like being successful in this industry, when you don't have enough capital to start trading with, it becomes difficult for you as a trader. And now you feel like, I think I should manage people's accounts. I think I should tell this one to give me money so I can put in my account. Now you see, now you're doing something wrong. You start doing illegal stuff, you know, you start lying to people. Your desperation can ruin something that's good for you. There's a reason why you found trading now. God wants you to know about trading, which means God will find a way to help you to be successful. Because you are so difficult to convince, so God is waiting for you to stop being unrighteous and stop being a person that has injustice. You want to be blessed? Do things the right way. Even if it's, you know, when you do things the right way, it becomes difficult. Yeah, but just do it. You will see other people that are doing bad things. You know, a lot of people that are like terrible being blessed and they have money and they have all these things. And then we as traders, you know, even when I was starting my journey, I'll be like, oh, look at this person. It's like making a lot of money, or this guy is achieving this, but then he's wasting his money on alcohol. But I am like a good person. Why am I not having that? That's the price you have to pay for being a person that is in favor with God. Don't ever trade your favor with God for anything. Keep on being the person that God wants you to be. And when your time comes, their time will expire because theirs is short term. And then you also be like, psh. So just appreciate the process. The process is amazing, man. It teaches you a lot of things. Like the process has taught me how to use money. I was very bad with money. I was very terrible with money, guys. I would make a lot of money and then waste it. My kind heart was also bad. It was unrighteousness in front of God. You know, my kind heart. The fact that I was very kind was not good for God, because how will I manage things if I'm too kind? You know, like any person that I would see, I would give money, and I would not see how I'm destroying myself. So like if it's the last 4,000 I have, I would like give 3,000 away. Or like someone will come with this problem, another will come. So I would like just to give it away. and then I'll start over again. So now my trading was not growing, you know. Instead of like saving up to do impactful things for myself, I was starting over many times because I did not know how to manage the little I was having, you know. So kindness can also destroy you, you know, if you are very kind, or if you are very evil also, you know, stingy. So there should be that balance of like knowing, even if you have 4,000 and someone is like, oh, I need money, you say, no, I only have 300. You know, that is more wise. You are not stingy, but you're like, also, it's not your fault that people have problems. They have their own problems, and that's their own fault. You know, when you have problems, who is helping you? No one. So why must you take your all and give it to people? Unless it's like God that told you to do that, why must you like sacrifice everything you have and give it to people that won't even help you? So you should be like that wise, you know, enough to know that, no, like I need to keep a balance, you know, so that you can keep on helping people. If you have, you can continue helping. But imagine now, like, you are a ticking bomb, destroying yourself. Every time you get something, you give it away. You give it away. Like, I was that type of a person. I would self-destruct. I was not really a person that would, you know, my mind is not like showing off and, you know, doing the social media thing of like, yeah, I have money. It was more of like I was having a kind heart, and my kind heart was leading to my downfall. But as time went, I learned how to manage my money, and now I can still help people that are in need, you know. So I can like budget. Now I have like a budget, you know, and I can like, I know every single month how much I'm spending on this, how much I'm spending on my bills, how much I'm spending to help others that are in need, how much I'm saving. So the process is not that bad. But imagine if you just get $1 million. Or imagine that if you just open one trade and then that trade goes your way, and then you just have your big break, you know, like the market spikes. Or what if just news happens one day, and then like, let's just say that you are buying now, and now imagine there's no change of character, nothing. You just bought here, and then the market is like spiking up. That is something you do not prepare for, you know, something you do not prepare for. With the evil heart, you know, maybe you are greedy, you're still getting the pain of your past. People hate you, now you want to show them. Imagine that, trying to show someone. What if you want to show someone, you go and buy a car and then you end up in an accident? So there are so many things that we still need to work on ourselves. That's where the process comes in. That's why you should not be happy because you have a car. You should not be happy because you have a house. You should not be happy because you have money. You should be happy because you have time. Because time gives you the ability to make choices. Time gives you the ability to be able to start over again. You should thank the fact that you have life, that you have health, you're not sick. You still have internet. Imagine you can hear me, right? You can talk to me. So you have so many things that you have access to that you can still use to be able to be successful, you know? So those are things you should be grateful for, and you should focus on the process. And that's where it comes, where now you are thinking about, even if I can just make a 200 per day, that's okay. Even if I make a 500 per day, that's okay. Even if I can make a 1,000 per day, that's okay. Now you are operating in your own world, in your own field. You know, traveling is not really that expensive. You can literally like save every month 5,000, you know, in rands, in US dollars, 200 US dollars, and you can literally like have a trip every month to travel and go to other places and see. So you can still manage what you have and create a life for yourself. And then you can now start creating wealth for yourself. You know, you cannot create wealth while you're suffering. You know, wealth is not created with suffering. You have to make your life comfortable first, and then you start creating wealth. I know I've been yapping, but that was the scripture of the day. And the market is still stuck at one place. And it's 3:30, guys, so what does that mean? It means I have to go. Yeah, so let me just repeat again everything that I spoke regarding the market. So we are still looking at GBP USD. GBPUSD 4-hour time frame, it shows us that we are selling. Okay, currently beautiful sell on the 4-hour. We can basically see that there's no way that this thing is going to buy. And then I said that if price goes above this area, then we can start having a different perception of waiting for the market to go retrace up to there. But as long as that did not happen on the 15-minute, you see, let me show you on the 15-minute change of character. We want to see that change of character on the 15-minute so that we can trade towards this range high over here. So we did not see that range high over this area taken out, so we cannot trade towards that region. So we just need a little bit of push up here and the retracement, then we can take it all the way up to there. But if that is not shown, we cannot, because it's a big risk. You can literally open here, sell, and then price can just continue blowing your account or taking you out at a loss. So it's better to be patient, to wait for the market. Now remember, now the 4-hour time frame means that every 4 hours there's a candle forming. Okay, that's the secret about the 4-hour time frame that everyone knows. So now we are still having 3 hours and 27 minutes left for this candle to close. So you have 3 hours to decide whether this candle is going to be a bullish or a bearish candle. Not really 3 hours. Usually in the last hour or last 30 minutes, it goes to the direction. So now you can literally see that one candle can like push heavily up, like you saw here retracing, and then you saw a heavy candle pushing up, and then you saw a lot of candles, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 7 candles pushing to the downside. All these 7 candles push down, but then price can even push up with one candle, to the upside, or it can use a candle, let's say engulfing candle, and then continue going up. So we're at a critical point where we have to be very patient to see what is price doing. Would we be retracing, or would we continue going downwards? And once price starts going downwards, then we can make a decision tomorrow. So now our idea for the market today would be to wait and see. Once price goes above there, then we can start making a decision. But this is usually the time, 3:30 up to 4:30. Then we'll be seeing, Central African time. Then you'll be seeing the market moving in a direction, either bullish or bearish. So being bearish would make sense now, but with confirmation. So we would be waiting for confirmations to see price, like I said, taking up this area right here, or even this high, because this shows that price created a low and then a high and then a low. Okay, so even seeing price going here, taking out that area right there, would give us a nice confluence for us to start looking for a small retracement, take it all the way up to there. If you are conservative, you can literally put your stop loss below this low here, and then you can target there to have a 1 to 3 risk reward, or you can have a more risk appetite approach to put your stop loss like this, and then to make a 7% from this setup right here. Both of the approaches would make sense. If you want to enter now, then you should enter with low risk and then wait for the confirmation so that you can enter with more risk. And since we don't have fundamentals or high impact news, on GPP today, even the funded traders can participate in this setup. So today is a bit clean, I believe. This is today Wednesday or Tuesday? Hold on. Oh, there's no high impact news today. It's clean. So today and tomorrow, both GBP USD is clean, and also Thursday, unless you are trading from 2:30 p.m. Central African time. So it's 2:30, there will be high impact news, so it would not be advisable. It would be better for you to find setups before 2:30, so finding it around 2 p.m. Which is in the time frame that the brokers or the pro firms allow you to open trades and setups like that. So now would be the right time to make a low risk entry, and then waiting for that whatever, and then entering and then taking it all the way down up to there, to look for that, because there's liquidity here, strong liquidity signs showing us there. strong liquidity signs over there. Yeah, so because I would want to see price coming to this demand area, and then from there either one of these POIs, this one or this POI, was to start, you know, going the real direction of the cells. Yeah, and this is GBP USD. So GBP USD, that's what I think. Those are my thoughts on it. I would want to find that type of momentum, because you know, for trader that are more conservative, if you're a conservative trader, you like, you know, to take your time to make an entry, then you can wait for this high of this candle to be taken out, the 4-hour candle on GBP USD, and then you can start looking for a place where you can start looking for retracements to make your entry, to take it all the way up to there. If you want to be more sure of your setup, you know, then you can wait, take more time, wait. Don't be in a rush to wait for price to take out that high. On the 50-minute, it looks like that. So this is the high, the original high to be taken out, and then for you to make that decision of buying to take. So which means your entry will be a bit late. Okay, it'll be a bit late after you wait for this high to be taken out, and then you target towards that region there. That is me telling you how to trade according to structure. Yeah, that is GBP USD, which is in the top 6 that I've placed there. So I'm still looking at it. I would enter the conservative way. And then NZD, I said I'm waiting for this type of setup right here. And once I see that type of a setup, internal change of character at this demand zone, then I'll be looking for buys. USD CHF is starting to retrace. And for us to see that retracement, what did I say? GBP USD and Euro USD must retrace. So Euro USD and GBP USD need to buy. Euro USD and GBP USD needs to buy for me to start looking for a retracement here. And I want to see this. Okay, 6:30. So when will you pick me up? Sorry. Yeah, so I would be waiting for price, you know, to create this type of a break. Okay, there we go. I was just replying quickly to my messages. Yeah, so this is the type of setup that we'll be looking for, you know, a retracement setup. So we want to see price giving us that type of an idea, where we can see price, you know, taking out the recent areas, you know, the recent lows, and then would be entering at that. Let me just remove this for us too, because that's, so would be wanting to see that area being taken out, and then we'd be seeing the retracement stop above here, and then first TP is 3%, and then second TP is 4% to take it down up to the POI for us to continue looking for the buys. So basically sometimes it does retrace, and then sometimes, you know, they just create a whole gap like that and make a short retracement in order to do that. But I strongly believe that we would be making nice money from this setup. So we see basically how this thing has sold right here. So I'm just gonna use the whole order block. I'm not gonna refine it, because refining, sometimes you just see the thing coming close to and then it does not go to your entry point. Yeah, so putting your entry right there would make sense. Putting a stop loss there. So like I said, this is the first TP, second TP. So please don't go and blame me and say, oh, he was the one that told me. If you lose, it's not my fault. All right, so let me share that setup right there for USD Swizy. Do you guys know who texted me? Someone texted me from the United Kingdom, and it's one of my old buddies. I don't know if you guys know this guy. Wait. I don't know if you guys know this guy. It's my old buddy from the United Kingdom. He said now he's in where? Where is he now? He said he's now in Vietnam. He said he's now in Vietnam. I wanna show you guys. I want to show you guys my. Like, I did not speak with him in a very long time. But yeah, let me just show you. I should hide his number. Yeah, so this guy over there, he's my old friend. My old friend from for a long time, you know. He's actually one of the people that made me get in love with Forex, you know. He was in his prime that time, and he was like killing it in the industry, and he was killing it, and then he became silent, you know. Now it's more of like, he's no more on social media, he's now a bit silent. So like out of the blue, he like texted me, and I was like, oh, how are you? I was like, who is this? I was like, don't you remember me? It's Sean Lee. I'm like, what? I did not speak to you in a very long time. How are you doing? And like that time he was like doing crazy stuff, him and his friend, and yeah, so amazing stuff. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, he's still trading. He told me today when I was talking with him, he was like, he's still trading, and he's like, you know, running his businesses, and he's like, he doesn't want to be on social media because social media is very stressful. He's saying like, oh, he was like, no, like social media is draining. He's like putting out so much energy, but it's not getting back the same energy. It's like pouring into people, but it's not getting. He was saying that stuff. Oh, I was supposed to share this, but yeah. So like he was telling me a lot of stuff. It's like, no, but he's a cool dude. I like him a lot. He's really, and it's so funny that like we've been friends for all those years. Like he's extremely successful. Extremely, trust me. Is like a good friend. Proud to have him as a friend. But anyways, yeah, so we are looking at USD Swizy, and that's that. Price is already broken this area, so you can start placing your. No, don't start placing. Wait for it to breathe. Wait for it to calm down a little bit, so that you can start placing your orders there, and then you can. Or for those that are very that are impatient, can just start selling now and then put the stop loss above there, because obviously it will retrace a little bit, come close to your stop loss, and then give you fear, and then to continue dropping. And Euro USD, yeah, so Euro USD has broken that low, so basically we're going to see it also retracing. So since it has broken this low, this would be the POI that I would be looking for to start selling from, because this one is too far. Yeah, So this one will be the one that I'll be looking forward to make maybe 11%, or like I'll just be looking forward to take even 6%. It's just to like take it down a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. 5% to 6%, not that bad. Let's look at AUD USD. AUD USD also same thing, but I see liquidity here, so maybe let's see. So it was broken here, this area here, so we'll be seeing it also retracing. So all of these pairs are going to retrace. So we're going to see retracement on AUD, Euro USD, and GBP USD. So you'll be seeing, but the GBP USD trade looks more, it looks more nice, it looks more, yeah. So I would want to trade. Oh, I'm behind schedule. Okay. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today. I'll be sharing with you guys tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow. I still have to set up another live. So yeah.